Hello my loves, what's up, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the July 2020 love prediction. So this is your monthly prediction for the month of July, all about your love life. So if you guys are new to pick a card readings, welcome. I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown of how they work. So over here we have pile number 1, then we have 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you're the most drawn towards, and then once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, so then you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading. If you guys like to choose with crystals below the cards, I'll be popping some crystals on there right now. Alright, so if you guys like to choose with crystals below the cards, here are our crystal options. Over here we have a rose quartz Merkaba, then over here we have a fluorite octahedron, then over here is another piece of rose quartz, and then over here is some copper, and then over here is pyrite. So again, take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you're the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, so then you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading. So without further ado, let's hop right into this video. All right, so group number 1, if you guys chose this pile, this is gonna be your July love prediction for the year of 2020. So let's hop right into it. All right, so group number 1, this is what we have for you guys. We start off with the King of Wands being reversed. Then over here we have the Hangman upright. Then we have the Nine of Wands, and then we have Death. So don't be worried whenever you see like these cards over here. There's nothing wrong with them. But when we start off with the King of Wands over here being reversed, this talks about going through a little bit of a dry spell, being maybe a little bit uninspired, or maybe even letting your temper get to you. So if you guys are in a relationship, I do see that the month of July might start off being a little bit dry and kind of like heated in terms of dry where you want things to be good, and then it's going to be essentially a little bit more frustrating at times. I feel like you guys might have like a little bit of a temper in the month of July, or at least in the beginning of the month of July, or your partner might be having a little bit of a temper or something like that that you're having to deal with. If you guys are single, this is kind of talking about a little bit of frustrations might be getting to you. Maybe you're feeling a little bit uninspired, a little bit unmotivated, and again, it's a bit of a dry month in the beginning. So then we have the Hangman being upright, and so this card coming next feels like you're a little bit stuck. You don't really know where to go. So whether you're in a relationship or not, you're feeling like you can't really move forward in this area. You can't really move forward in your love life right now, and it feels like things are on hold. It feels like things are delayed, and overall just things are feeling a little bit stuck for you guys. Then moving on to the Nine of Wands over here. This is getting into like the middle, closer to the end of the month. The Nine of Wands is talking about we've been through a lot and we're ready to kind of get back out there. We're ready to like get back on our horse and try it again. And so this is usually when we're having some deeper talks. So if you guys are in a relationship and you're experiencing these sort of like, you know, more heated moments and things just feel like they're not really moving anywhere, I do feel like mid to end of July is going to be a time where you guys are ready to like really handle it and get over it and push through it and talk about your deeper feelings, stuff like that. If you guys are single, you're ready to maybe get yourself back out there in some sort of way. Maybe your friends are gonna kind of come to the rescue and be like, okay, it is time to get you up off your butt. It is time to get you up and out of here, and let's go do something. And then by the end of July, this is going to bring quite a bit of change, because then we have Death over here, and Death is actually a very good card. It's one of my favorite tarot cards in all of the tarot. This talks about major shifting happening, shifting of your vibration, shifting of your perspective, and kind of like a rebirth. And so here it feels like things are really stagnant, they're not moving, and then by the end of the month it feels like you are ready and creating change in your life to finally create something new. So whether you guys are in a relationship or not, I feel like you guys are going to be fixing things by the end of the month, wrapping them up and putting a little pretty bow on it and saying, I'm not going to be stuck anymore. I'm going to fix all of this that's happening right now, and I'm going to really put myself back out there. I'm going to really shift my vibe so that I can be happy, because over here it definitely seems like you guys are a little bit irritated. Things are maybe getting on your nerves, things like that. Then you're going to finally be like, okay, I'm sick of this. I'm done being irritated. I want to feel good again. And then that's where the Death card comes in, of creating lots of transformation for you guys. So adding 2 more cards on here, we have Destiny and Abundance. So I feel like with these cards coming up, this is a very destined time. So July, of course we have Destiny, so of course I'm saying it's a destined time, but what you guys are going through in the month of July is so meant to be. It's almost like your higher self or higher soul's calling to guide you in this direction, to feel a little bit stuck in order to break free from it, in order to shift your vibe. Because if we're always feeling good on the same level we're always at, we're never improving and we're never getting any better. It's gonna get old and frustrating at some point. So it's kind of like inevitable that we get to these stages in our lives in order for us to realize that we need to make a shift. And this shift is going to be what brings you into abundance. So I'm just going to read the cards. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. So it might be a little bit confusing in the little first half of July when things are feeling stagnant and stuff, but I do feel like because you're maybe taking some time away, changing your perspective a little bit and realizing that there's good here rather than it all being negative or bad, and you're going to kind of change your perspective. Instead of seeing it in like a frustrating way, you're going to be like, oh, I can actually maybe use this to my advantage and change it around and just view it differently and have a different perspective. And so I do feel like wisdom is coming to you. The Hangman always brings in wisdom because it shifts our flow, and this is why we have like the water over here and then we shift it. We shift it to a new level. And so this is your destiny in order to shift your perspective. And this is why we have the Destiny card coming up. Then it leads us to abundance. And so when we go through our moment of our death of our ego, our death of our current construct and our ways of living and our ways of doing things, then abundance happens. So this is very beautiful because this is telling me that you guys, once you're making this shift in July, is going to actually bring you the fruits of your labor. And so if you're putting out good vibes, good vibrations and stuff like that, and you change your focus to that of good things, your love life is going to improve and become very abundant instead of really dry, kind of like what I was talking about before. Then all of a sudden we have some juice to squeeze, okay? So that is metaphorical, I guess. That's good. Woo! Anyway, our next 3 cards, these are some Lenormand cards. We have the handshake over here, then we have the house, and then we have, I believe this is that's the snake. I was gonna say the tree, that is definitely the snake. Okay, so. All right, so first off, I want to kind of talk about the house and the snake quickly because this kind of talks about some problems at home. This can talk about like arguments kind of coming up or just other things or kind of like bitterness happening a little bit around your home life. And so if you guys live with your partner or something like that, just be wary of that kind of stuff happening, or it could just be your own attitude being a little bit more vicious during the month of July, kind of what we were talking about a little bit more. So just keep an eye out for that. But also it's so funny because snake bites are cured by like the venom of the snake anyway. And so that's kind of funny. It's kind of a little bit of a paradox because essentially the key to your own problem is yourself in this situation. And so just be on the lookout for that. I also feel like things will become a little bit more cordial afterwards. I do feel like these need to be resorted in more of this kind of manner, just because it correlates with what the tarot are specifically talking about here. I normally don't change around the cards ever. I just let them come out the way that they come out, but this way it's actually fitting along with our tarot card story over here. And so it does seem like you guys need to sort a few things out. It does seem like there's going to be, getting over your own attitude, getting over your own problems, and becoming more peaceful. And that peace and that forgiveness is going to be what brings you abundance in the future. Our next 2 cards that we have over here is It Is Safe for You to Love and Past Life Relationships. So if you guys have been ever like worried about getting back out there, if you guys are single, it is safe for you to love, okay? So you don't need to be super cautious about your love life anymore. You can get yourself back out there, but it requires a shift in perspective. If you feel like things are good, if you feel like you're going to meet somebody good, you're going to attract that. If you feel like you're going to meet somebody bad and you're still, hurt from the venom of the past and from the bite of the past, you need to go through a healing time of that, shifting your perspective, forgiveness, letting go, feeling like it is safe again, and then I do feel like you guys will attract somebody pretty soon. So if you guys are single, if you guys are in a relationship, it is safe for you to love your partner, you guys. Yes, things might be a little bit in the beginning of July, but it is time for you guys to have like that forgiveness, and it is safe, and then it'll create more abundance in your relationship. Once again, if you guys are in a relationship, I do feel like this is somebody from your past life, and the reason why these things are coming up is from karma from the past that needs to be cleared and healed. So this is stuff from like past life stuff. So we might not even realize why we're feeling these certain emotions and why we're feeling these certain things. It can be playing out a little bit in this life, but it is more of a past life karmic thing, which is why we have this card coming up. So just keep that in mind, you guys. And if you guys are single, this is also some past life kind of karma that you guys are working through. But I do feel like you're going to get through it in July, and you're going to be able to shift that perspective and heal whatever past thing that happened. So I'm going to do some astro dice on this reading just to add in a little bit more information to end us off here. All right, so we have the moon, we have Taurus, and then we have the fifth house. So fifth house is very playful. It's ruled by Leo. It's ruled by children. So I feel like you guys are needing to bring in a little bit more of that playful energy. When it's by the moon and by Taurus, this is like being able to be a little bit more playful with your emotions, being able to be a little bit more humorous. Taurus has this humor about them, and the moon allows themselves to express their emotions in a more humorous, fun, lighthearted way. This is kind of what this is talking about. And so I would say like the key to lightening this whole thing up is whatever emotions that you are feeling really deeply during the month of July, whether you're single or in a relationship, it's time to view them in a little bit more of a lighthearted manner, and maybe, have a little fun with it. Maybe add the humor to it. Maybe you can see it in a lighthearted, humorous way. At least this is what the astro dice are telling me. So this is, definitely taking a little bit more of a humorous approach to your situation and just being like, oh, you know what, it's whatever. We'll just laugh it off. I was frustrated. I was antsy. Da 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 da. We were both like that. Ha ha ha. Like, it's kind of like approaching the situation with a little bit more of a lighthearted, humorous manner. So that is the key to your July becoming really good and becoming really abundant, instead of feeling like it's a little bit more frustrating or dry. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 1, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. All right, so group number 2, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for July 2020, your whole love life for the month of July. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, so group number 2, this is what we have for you guys. So we start off with the Ace of Cups, then we have the Nine of Cups, then we move on to the Ace of Swords being reversed, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles upright. So let's talk about what all of this means. Starting off with the Ace of Cups, this is super fun. This can mean, if you guys are single, I feel like you might meet somebody in July, and this is usually the beginning of July. When the cards come up in the start of the reading, this is usually the beginning of the month, this is usually like the middle, and this is like the end. So I do feel like you guys are going to maybe have like a love interest in the beginning of July that comes somewhere between the 1st and the 9th of July for you guys, because we do have 1 and then 9. So it is kind of making me feel like between the 1st and the 9th of the month, you might have some sort of love interest that's piquing your interest. Also, if you guys are in a relationship, this just means that your relationship is going to kind of be really romantic, and it's going to bring a lot of fun emotions. And I do feel like you guys might start something new together, or with the Ace of Cups, this can mean that we are also maybe exploring deeper emotions that we've never felt before. Things are getting deeper, things are getting more in love. We're kind of feeling more sensual and romantic and these types of things, especially in the beginning of the month, and especially because we also have the Nine of Cups being our card that comes right after. And so this is kind of almost getting a gift. And so if you guys are in a relationship, I do see that your lover might surprise you with some sort of gift or something like that, might surprise you with something. If you guys are single, I do feel like you are being kind of like wooed by somebody. I'm definitely seeing this wooing happening, and it can be pretty exciting, and I feel like you are really high on life because of it. We do have this bird that's like just ascending beyond the cup, and I do feel like this is like you guys ascending into higher emotions, things that you've never really felt before. And this person is definitely someone that is of high caliber, I do feel like, for most of you guys at least. This is definitely a higher caliber person than the people that you've normally been meeting, that kind of stuff. If you guys are in a relationship, this is just somebody who, this is your partner, and they are absolutely treating you to a very high caliber in the beginning of July. So it's very exciting. And then we do have the Ace of Swords being reversed. And so this is like changing up our mindset. So there might be some sort of decision that is hard for you guys to get past. There could be something that might be mentally bothering you a little bit closer to the end of July. And so this is like mid to end of July, so I'm feeling like this is anywhere from maybe like the 15th until maybe the 22nd, 23rd. There might be something that is kind of clouding you a little bit. And so this can also mean that not necessarily that we're feeling a bad emotion or thinking bad thoughts. This can also just mean that we are clouded because we are so wrapped up in this romance or high on this romance that we are a little bit clouded on our judgment. And you might start realizing this, that you need to kind of get back to reality a little bit, which is why I think we have the Queen of Pentacles to end us off here for the month of July, because this is kind of like moving us into realizing, ooh, okay, I need to focus on myself a little bit. But I do feel like, in the beginning of July, I feel like you're just very wrapped up in this new person, this new romance that's kind of blossoming and happening, or the romance with your partner. But again, it's kind of like clouding the real world a little bit. And then so I think we move on to kind of realizing that, oh, I need to get back to my own life and my own work and stuff. But the Queen of Pentacles is upright, and so it's not like you guys are upset about having to get back to the real world, but it's a little bit of like, oh, right, I have that stuff going on too, and I need to work, I need to get this done, da 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 da. But I do feel like you guys are being granted a wish in the beginning of July. Somehow it's not like a completed wish yet, also with the Ace of Swords being reversed. Maybe it's a wish that, or a gift that you don't get the full thing right away, or maybe you get surprised with something, but you don't get you don't get to maybe use it right away or something like that. Maybe there's a little bit of a waiting game because we have the Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Swords being reversed. So let's add on a couple more cards to get a little bit more information on this reading. So our next two is Glamour and Love. Ooh. All right, so with Glamour and Love, let's start off with this card. So into the mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. And so I feel like you're, again, kind of ascending to a new level. And this new level, I feel like you're going to want to see yourself in a new way. You're going to feel a new way. Therefore, I feel like you're going to also see yourself and your life in a new way. I feel like you're going to look at life in a very glamorous way. Not in a way where it's like materialistic very much, but I do at least find this in a way of like you look and just see beauty in the world all around you. I feel like the beginning of July, because you're a little bit like on cloud 9, I guess, you're going to see the beauty everywhere that's around you. And then we also have the love card over here. So again, I feel like you're ascending to new levels of love that you've never experienced before. And definitely high on life type of vibes happening over here, which is really exciting. And this card over here says, Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring true love here to me. So I do feel like you guys are blossoming something that's very beautiful and amazing. And I'm just like smiling while I'm even reading these cards. I love, ooh, I wish I picked pile 2. Actually, I don't ever pick piles in my own readings. I kind of just read them for you guys. But if I was watching my own reading. I would hope to pick this pile. Anyway, this is very beautiful. I love what's happening over here. It's definitely just like cloud nine, high on life, love vibes all around. Yeah, really great stuff. So our next three cards are some Lenormand cards over here. So we have the mice in this card, and then we also have the birds, and then we also have the guy getting drunk on wine, the partier type of guy over there. All right, so these Lenormand cards, this combination is kind of letting me know that there might be like a background fear of scarcity. There might be some negative thinking patterns that might come up because you might be feeling like so high on life and so into cloud nine that you might have some old thinking beliefs that might come up about like scarcity or lack kind of happening over here, or something kind of like maybe going wrong, and then you're thinking like, oh, there must be something bad here, and you might start to kind of look to try to find what's wrong with this because it seems too good to be true. And so your perspective might be like, you know what, I'm just waiting for something to go wrong. Tell me that this person that I really like is like crazy or something, or there's something totally wrong with him and it's too good to be true. There must be something deeper happening over here. And then with the 41 over here with this guy who's just like absolute party animal, this is kind of like really basking in the fruits and basking in the joys of what you are experiencing. And so I do feel like you're going to take advantage of it and just really enjoy and be on like the high ride of it all, and just, you know, not get off your high horse. It's just like, woo, I'm just enjoying myself. But then like the smack of reality might come to you once in a while of being like, ooh, is there something wrong here? But the funny thing when I'm looking at these tarot cards is I really don't see anything wrong with this, and I don't see that there's any like catch to it. There's no catch-22 where you're going to turn around and realize that, you know, like there's something going on here that doesn't fit or is less than ideal. I don't feel like that's hiding around the corner for you guys, but I feel like you guys might be thinking about that once in a while. But again, just enjoy it while you can. Just enjoy it while you can. See where it goes. There might not be anything wrong with it. That person out there, I don't know if you guys heard that tire screech. That person out there definitely took that turn a little bit too fast. Yeah, this is the joys of living downtown. You hear everything happening outside. Anyway, the next two cards that we have over here is playfulness and getting to know each other. So playfulness is to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And then we have this one over here. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So I feel like most of you guys that chose this pile are probably single, meeting somebody new. Some of you guys might be in a relationship, but I do feel like the month of July is about getting to know somebody a lot deeper. So whether you're in a relationship or not, you are getting to know somebody much deeper, and you're having a really, really good time doing it, because we have this playfulness card. This card over here is very much playful, and then kind of what we have going on over here is just this love, enjoying the beauty of life, because I feel like there's just this fun-loving energy, and someone's like really trying to treat you, really trying to surprise you, stuff like that. And then getting to know each other. Again, I feel like you guys are getting to know each other on a deeper level, but you guys might be a little bit clouded at first with communication. Communication might be a little bit of an issue, because it feels like you guys are really good at loving each other and the romance and feeling your feelings, but when it comes down to like conversations, I feel like you guys are gonna need to work on that a little bit and actually really truly get to know each other. Anyway, to end off this reading, I'm going to roll these astro dice just to get a little bit more information on the rest of this reading for you guys. Ooh, I have one fell already, and it's the 12th house. So let's see what else we have. We have, ooh, Sagittarius and the moon. So the moon in Sagittarius in the 12th. So this right here is talking about your emotions. You guys are going to be pretty spontaneous. This is pretty fiery. This is pretty like, you know, ooh, let's go try this new thing. This is really exciting. Sagittarius loves to jump into new exciting things, and it usually jumps in really quickly because it's very interested. And so there's a lot of interesting things happening in the month of July for you guys, and it's really piquing your emotions. It's really setting your emotions on fire, but in like kind of a good way. And then we have the 12th house. And so Sagittarius actually doesn't really like to be in the 12th house because it can kind of dim the fire of Sagittarius, but the moon doesn't really mind the 12th house per se. So it's not that bad. But anyway, Sagittarius in the 12th house, you guys might really enjoy talking about like your philosophies. You guys might really like talking about spirituality or the occult or something like that. So that definitely could be a thing, because moon, whenever it's like in the 12th, it kind of points towards that. And Sagittarius is a very philosophical type of sign. And so there might be a little bit of that, of an aspect to you guys, or you guys just really like to get to know each other on a pretty deep level. This is like really being interested in the other's thoughts and what goes on in their deepest parts of their mind, rather than just like surface level conversations. It's like y'all like to go really deep here. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. All right, so group number 3, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be a reading all about July of 2020, your love life. So let's hop right into it. All right, so group number 3, this is what we have for you guys. We start off with the Ace of Wands over here, then we have the Ace of Pentacles being reversed, then we have the Star upright, and then we have the Chariot upright. So this is a very kind of powerful reading because we start off with 2 aces and then we have 2 major arcana cards. So this is quite significant. So if you guys chose this pile, this is a pretty powerful spread. So I do feel like this is a very major lifetime for you guys. So the month of July is actually going to be going through some major stuff that's going to help shape you as a person, shape who you are as a person is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, starting off with the Ace of Wands over here, I do feel like there's this passion and this desire that wants to get fulfilled. And so I feel like you guys are kind of igniting your motivations and desires when it comes to your love life during the month of July, at least in the very beginning of it. So I do feel like from the 1st until the 7th of the month, I do feel like you're going to be very focused on passion and desire. And you're going to really want and crave possibly a relationship if you guys are single. If you guys are in a relationship, I do feel like you're going to be quite motivated to create a deeper spark with your loved one. And I do feel like there's going to be like this reciprocation of some very inspiring, fiery romance, creativity. It's a very highly creative time, essentially. So either you guys are going to be really focused on, I have a lot of passion, I have a lot of drive, I have a lot of motivation right now, or you're going to be having that with a partner, whether you're single or in a relationship. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles being reversed as our next card. And so to me, this tells me for most of you guys, you haven't quite manifested what you're truly desiring yet. It hasn't come into full fruition. I do feel like also you guys are going to be so focused on finding that passion and that desire that you are going to put less focus on your work. Or the real life matters that you need to attend to. I do feel like you guys are going to be more focused on your desire for creativity and for passion and stuff like that. So I'm seeing a little bit of that, but also again with the Ace of Pentacles, as I was saying just previously, it does also tell me that you guys haven't fully manifested what you're desiring to create. It hasn't come to its full fruition yet, and I feel like you guys might be getting a little bit frustrated that it hasn't quite come to its full fruition. So whether you guys are single, I do feel like you guys haven't attracted the right one yet, and you're getting a little bit frustrated because you really want it. And then for those of you who are in a relationship, I do feel like you are seeking some more like just something deeper. You're feeling like you really want to ignite that passion because you feel it within yourself and you really want to deepen it. But it hasn't quite come to its full physical manifestation yet. Then we also have the Star next. And so this is kind of like feeling like I need like a reset. I need like to really, this is also getting more in touch with yourself and like how you're really, really feeling and kind of allowing yourself to explore your feelings, because I do feel like you guys are desiring more sensuality, you're desiring something deeper, you're desiring something more fulfilling. And I do feel like you guys are getting a little bit more explorative with that with yourself, and asking yourself, okay, what are these emotions? What am I really, really feeling here? And why am I feeling this way? And I'm going to explore it a little bit more to realize what I do truly want and what I truly desire. And I do feel like it's coming with divine timing. I feel like you guys are actually in this time of pure manifestation. You don't have the physical things of it yet, but I do feel like with these two cards, this is like a deep manifestation happening here. This is something pretty deep. Yeah. You're definitely attracting it. I can tell you that. You're definitely attracting it. You're watering these plants, which resemble the ideas, the things that you want, the things that you desire. You're there just watering them, being authentic, realizing your true authenticity and how you have to be more open and raw and bare in order to get what you want, in order to attract what you want. In order to have like the deeper, more raw emotions, you need to reach the more bare, deep and raw emotions within yourself. And then we also do have the Chariot as our last card. And so I do feel like you guys are in this shift of moving forward into something brand new. And this is coming because I feel like you guys are igniting with this new spark of like this more awakening feeling of, I want to experience something more passionate, more raw, more real. And the Chariot as our last card again is like, you guys had this old way of thinking, this old way of doing things, and I feel like you're exploring the other side now. I feel like you've always kind of been this one way, and you haven't really explored the depths of yourself. And so now you're about to really explore the more deeper parts of yourself and the more deeper aspects of what you desire in life, and that's really coming to the surface. And so if you guys are in a relationship, I do see that you guys are going to be exploring deeper things together. If you guys are single, I feel like you're exploring in your mind what you desire and what you're truly wanting to experience in life, and you're beginning the manifestation process of creating that and going on this new path and realizing that you're growing as a person. You're entering this different maturity level where you want to shift into something more new and something more raw and something more heavy. So it comes with it, but it's not like heavy in the sense where it's like weighing you down. It's just deeper, I guess. The next two cards that we have over here is True Love Come to Me and Inspiration. These cards fit into this so perfectly. Oh my gosh. So with Inspiration, it connects to the Ace of Wands so well. Oh my goodness. This is like, you are absolutely inspired to go on this new path and to make this shift. I really feel like you guys are on this level of making this bigger shift. And this says, Isis, goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. And so I do feel like you guys are manifesting deeper emotions and deeper inspiration and deeper passion into your life. And then true love come to me. True love shall come to me as I do will, so mote it be. So I do feel like you guys are trying to attract, like I was saying, a deeper love, a deeper connection. And you guys are really wanting to create that. So again, I feel like you guys are wanting to feel like the true love. And so you guys are on the route of attracting that into your life, whether it be with your current partner or whether it be with someone new because you're single. Whatever the case may be, I do feel like that is what you guys are attracting into your life. And so the next three cards that we have over here, these are the Lenormand cards. We have the Book over here with the Ship, and then we have the Clover. So let's get into what all of this means. All right, so I do feel like you guys are desiring to learn deeper aspects of love, deeper aspects of yourself. When we have the Book and the Ship, this is exploring, wanting to explore to find new knowledge. And so this, I believe, is in more of the form of love, since we're talking about love life, and all of these cards are like exploring that deeper aspect of yourself, kind of like what we were saying before. I love that they correlate so perfectly. So with the Book, you guys are absolutely exploring something deeper, something that again, you want to reach a deeper place than you've never reached before. You want to explore something so vast and that brings you to new depths. And with the clover, I do feel like you guys have luck on your side with this, but it's also like fun loving. It's not like this is like, oh, I must learn this, da 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 da. This is for your own benefit and your own enjoyment when we have the clover there as well. And I do feel like you're going to discover new things and new opportunities, especially in July. I do feel like you're going to explore deeper aspects and get a better idea of what you're desiring and stuff like that. Our next two cards that we have over here is religious factors, and pay attention to the red flags. So, with these two cards, I feel like possibly because you guys are exploring a deeper, maybe sensuality over here, I do feel like there might be some fear that might come up that might hold you back a little bit because you've been maybe raised a certain way to think that you cannot explore your sensuality deeper, but you're really desiring to. And so it's time for you to actually go in that direction. But I do feel like also it's best to keep in mind why these certain things are not talked about as much, or why they're in religion to be a little bit more taboo, because it can come with some risks involved, I guess. And so it's important just to keep those in mind. It's important to explore this, absolutely. I don't feel like anyone should hold back this part of themselves. I do feel like you guys should be exploring it, reaching those new depths and kind of like letting go of this. But this is something that might come up for you guys. And so explore what resonates with you, what feels right for you, but just keep in mind the risks that are involved in exploring this, because again, we can get some pretty deeply broken hearts when we explore some deep love that ends up not working out, stuff like that. That's something that we have to keep in mind. That can be a factor, but it's again a truly deeply learning experience, and so it's not necessarily ever a bad thing to explore it. Just know that there are certain things that you need to look out for when exploring deeper aspects of love and falling in love very deeply. So to end off this reading, I'm going to roll some astro dice just to get a little bit more information on this reading so far. And let's see what we get here. All right, so we get Saturn, Aquarius, the first house. So Saturn in Aquarius in the first house over here. So this is exploring a deeper aspect of yourself and the restrictions that you've currently had on yourself, because Saturn deals with restrictions, and when it is in the first house, especially in Aquarius, we are learning how to break certain restrictions that were placed upon us, that we grew up thinking that we needed to hold ourselves back in a certain way, that we needed to be societally correct. Aquarius comes in and Aquarius says, oh, but we're all human. We all have these aspects that we need to explore. And Aquarius is a little bit quirky, and so it's time for you guys to finally, break free from the restrictions that you've had on yourself and truly deeply explore them to a deeper level and redefine who you are, and again, break free of those restrictions, because Aquarius is actually ruled by Saturn, but also by Uranus. And so Aquarius has this really funny aspect where Saturn comes with restrictions, but then Uranus comes with like unlimited, most unexpected stuff. Saturn is very expected, and then Uranus is very unexpected. And so Aquarius has like the marrying of the two, which is why we have those two lines. It's like we do like to look at the way society works, but then we also like to break all those rules. And so that's kind of what Aquarius shows. And so for you guys, having Saturn and Aquarius in the first house over here in this reading, this absolutely tells me that you guys are going to be breaking free from your old mold of who you are and who you thought you were, and you're going to be exploring the deeper aspects of yourself that actually exist there that you haven't let out before because they've been restricted or restrained. So that is what I see for you guys. Pile number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. All right, so pile number 4, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about your love life in the month of July during the year of 2020. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 4, this is what we have for you guys. We start off with the Hierophant being reversed. Then we also have the 6 of Swords being reversed. Then we have the 4 of Swords upright, and then the Magician reversed to end us off over here. So what I'm really getting from the beginning of this pile when we have the Hierophant being reversed over here, this can be when we feel like we no longer want to be in the same confines that we've always been before. This is really wanting to break free. So if you guys are in a relationship, you might be starting to get really fed up with the way that your partner does things. And you might be noticing that you guys have different values. You guys maybe have even a different religion maybe, and different ways of doing things, different schedules, and it feels like you guys aren't really matching up. If you guys are single, this is kind of feeling like all the people that you're finding just aren't a match with you at all, and it's kind of like a frustrating time. And this is also kind of wondering why maybe we haven't gotten married yet, because the Hierophant does deal with marriages and stuff, and so maybe all of our friends are getting married and we're like, okay, well, I'm just sitting here watching y'all get married and I'm just like not really moving forward myself. So that can be another aspect or another perspective of the Hierophant being reversed over there. And then we also have the 6 of Swords being reversed. And so this is kind of feeling like every time we enter a relationship, it seems all good at the start and then ends up being kind of rocky and stuff in it. And so maybe if you guys are in a relationship, things seemed really good at first, but now it's starting to seem like it's getting rocky, or there's maybe disagreements coming up, or you're noticing this like difference in schedule, difference in values, and you're finding that it's kind of hard to balance this out like you did during the beginning of the relationship. As you guys get to know each other deeper, it seems like it's not really becoming better. You're noticing a little bit more faults here that have to be like ironed out. If you guys are single, this is kind of wondering why everything kind of turns out to not be what you want after, being interested in somebody, and then somehow it ends up being like blah, and you end up not being interested in them anymore. And you're maybe wondering why you have this sort of pattern happening. And then we also have the 4 of Swords here. And so this is kind of like taking time for ourselves, time to relax, time to really reflect, meditate, and think about, why is this happening? How do I fix this? What do I do? And it's kind of taking that time away to calm ourselves and to really just, reflect and be like, okay, what is happening here? And this is kind of like taking time out. It's like a little bit of a timeout where we're not really exploring relationships anymore. Or if you guys are in a relationship, this is taking time out from that other person and being like, okay, how do I fix this? What do I do? Like, how do we get on the same page? And what kind of decision do I make? And it's kind of like taking time to really think about the deeper things here. So during the beginning of July, it's definitely these sort of emotions that are coming up and that you're really noticing. And then by mid-July, you're taking time to really reflect on it and taking a step back in order to really look at what it is and to really take time for yourself, because I feel like you're going to want to be alone. You're going to kind of want a little bit of solitude by the mid of July. And then ending off with the Magician being reversed, this is feeling like kind of confronting yourself and the beliefs that you have, because I feel like this is showing me that you guys have these beliefs of you don't have enough to offer the right person, therefore you're never going to really find somebody who matches up with you. Or maybe you're feeling like there's nobody out there who has every piece that you desire, and maybe you have a belief system that everyone you meet will have something wrong with them that doesn't match up with you well. So maybe internally you have this belief system that you need to finally confront. And so by the end of July, I feel like you're finally confronting the bad beliefs that you have around love, or the maybe controlling factors that you have around love, because the Magician reversed can be that we have a fear of constantly meeting people who want to control us, who want to change us. And so if we have that within us, we're going to keep attracting that. And so by the end of July, I do feel like you guys are confronting that and changing that aspect of yourselves. So adding on 2 more cards here, we have Knowledge and Peace. All right, so with these 2 cards, Knowledge coming up over here, we are learning so much during the month of July. The 4 of Swords lets me know that as well, because you're exploring deeper aspects of your mind, you're exploring deeper aspects of yourself, and you're bringing them to light, which is you're finally going to see what's going on here and get the knowledge that you need in order to create the peace that you want. And so I do feel like July is this whole learning curve month where you're reflecting on how your current relationship is going or how your current relationships have gone, and you are going to reach a point of clearing out the closet of your own thinking patterns that might be actually attracting these things into your life experience, and realizing that, you know what, I just need to come to peace with it. I will sort this out, or I will find somebody who actually really matches with me. And so our next few cards that we have over here, we have the train, then we have the fire, and then we also have the pig. All right. All right, so with these cards over here, what I'm really seeing for you guys, the train here is letting me know that you guys are on a new journey. You're trying to really like shift yourself. You're trying to really get somewhere new and explore something different, because it seems like you currently keep attracting the same sort of relationship, or you keep attracting the same circumstances, and you're ready to shift that. You're ready to move on to somewhere new, and you're ready to like really transform that belief system or transform this pattern. The fire lets me know that you guys are ready to burn away the old and transform it to get ready for something new. Because anytime that we, for example, when part of a forest burns, you are getting rid of the old trees that were there for hundreds and hundreds of years that were, you know, creating the forest in the same way that it was. When we have a fire, it can destroy what we have always had, but it adds it creates more nutrients in the soil, and therefore you have much greener forestry that grows then on after. And so it can actually be a good thing. And so getting rid of the old to make way for the new, and kind of realizing that with the pig over here, this is like realizing that we've kind of had this negative mindset, or we've kind of maybe self-sabotaged this a little bit ourselves by thinking that there's always going to be something wrong, or accidentally always following the bad smell when we should have been focused on what we do want rather than what we don't want. It's almost like the mindset of constantly thinking that you're going to find something bad means that when you smell something bad, you're like, oh, well, I expect that anyway, so I'm just going to keep following that, you know, instead of like smelling roses and being like, oh, that's a possibility, and heading in that direction instead, and just deciding to focus your energy there. Because wherever you focus your energy is where you're walking. So if you're focusing your energy on there must be something bad, you're literally going to be following the path of there must be something bad. But if you change your perspective, you're going to be walking along a new path. And so the next two cards that we have is passion and calling in your soulmate. So allow your heart and soul to sing with joy, and then your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So if you guys are wanting to find your soulmate, if you guys are wanting to create that passion with somebody who is really compatible with you, this is all about manifesting. And so this is why we have the Magician here as well. Of course, he's upside down currently, but this is because your current perspective is that of lack, or thinking that you're always attracting somebody controlling or somebody that doesn't have everything that you desire. It's time to focus on what you are passionate about. And as you keep walking down that path, you're going to find people that align with you in that path. And then calling in your soulmate with the proper prayers, affirmations, and visualizations, it helps bring you two together. So time to let go of the old and bring in the new. And I'm going to shuffle or roll these astro dice to get a little bit more information to end off this reading for you guys. So let's see what we get here. All right, so we have Mercury, we have Cancer, and then we also have the 5th house. So Mercury in Cancer in the 5th. This is the way that you are thinking. You need to have a little bit more fun with the way that you think. So Mercury, with the way that you talk, with the way that you think about what you desire in love and what you think about love and how your perspective is about love. What is your perspective? What are your current thinking patterns on it? Have a little bit more fun with it. Add in that passion and that spice. The 5th house is ruled by Leo, and so this is talking about you need to have a little bit more enjoyment and just enjoy the process a little bit more. Have fun when you're talking to people. Don't take it super seriously. Don't take your love life seriously. Otherwise, you're always going to notice there's a seriousness lingering in the background of your relationship, which is always good to have like it's good to be serious about commitment or serious about those things if that's something that you want to be serious about. But it's not good to have seriousness everywhere and then you can't have love. Like a serious love. How about just a deep, passionate love with a serious commitment or something like that, if that's something that you guys are wanting. That's just an example that I'm throwing out there. But this is about having a little bit more fun with your passions, with the things that you're wanting, da-da-da-da-da. What do you really want? Have a little bit more fun with that and allow your speech to have passion in it. Allow the way that you think to have passion in it, and that is what is going to be what manifests into your life. Maybe do some scripting as well whenever we have Mercury, because it deals with Gemini and Virgo. And so this is about maybe scripting our affirmations and speaking them out loud and saying, this is what I want. And having clear communication when you first meet somebody as well. This can also be indicating that when you first meet somebody that you might want to explore things with, being really upfront about how you feel and communicating how you feel and what you want and what you desire out of a relationship, and that'll help you find somebody who's very compatible with you. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 4. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. All right, so pile number 5, my last pile. If you guys chose this one, this is going to be your month ahead July love prediction for the year of 2020. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 5, this is what we have for you guys. We start off with the Wheel of Fortune upright, then we have the Page of Cups upright, then we have the Knight of Pentacles upright, and then we have the Page of Wands being reversed. So let's get into what all of this means. Whenever we start off with the Wheel of Fortune, I have a question for you guys. Are you guys stuck in a current pattern in your love life? Does it seem like something keeps repeating? Because if so, July is all about becoming aware of this and dealing with it. So, what is currently happening in your love life? If you guys are in a relationship, is there a specific pattern that keeps happening with you guys that needs to be solved? And if you guys are single, is there a specific pattern with your love life? Is there a specific thing that's going on? Because this is going to be what needs healing. Although I do want to mention, since the Wheel of Fortune is upright, this is usually a very positive thing. So whatever you're going through in July, this is quite positive, especially if there is some sort of pattern, you guys are going to be realizing it and ending that pattern, or at least making it a good pattern in the month of July. And so definitely keep that in mind. Whenever the Wheel of Fortune is right side up, we are reaping the benefits of our work, of our karma, of life. Life is like this cycle of rising, reaping the benefits, and then the work that goes in order to get the benefits, and all that work, and then reaping the benefits, and then kind of going through like a karmic kind of cycle. And so this talks about the cycles of life. You guys are on the up and up right now, so whatever you guys are going through, do not worry whatever's happening to you guys. The wheel over here upright indicates that we're going through a time of raking in our good fortunes, and so don't worry too much. When the Page of Cups is our next card, this can indicate that we are that you guys are about to rake in good karma with relationships. And so I feel like you guys have dealt with the bad karma now, and you're ready and starting to rake in the good karma around relationships now. You've just completed like some maybe cycles in relationships, and now you are, again, like I said, raking in the good karma around relationships. And this is also good fortune is coming for you guys in relationships, because the Wheel of Fortune is all about you guys' fortune. And so now you're going to really either start to find someone, if you guys are single, that is like a new love interest with the Page of Cups. This is a new love interest. And when it's next to the Knight of Pentacles, this can indicate that this person is, you know, pretty serious, but you guys meet each other in a less serious kind of manner. But this person does come with, you know, quite a bit to offer. They are still, you know, decently young, or at least young at heart. Depends what age you guys are when you're watching this. But I do feel like this person is like fresh and new, and there's like this fresh and newness about them, which is really exciting. And there is lots to harvest here, because again, the Knight of Pentacles, we have all of these like wheats, all the wheat in the background. So I feel like you guys are going to begin to rake in the harvest of all of your efforts, especially in your last kind of like cycles that you've kind of been through in terms of your love life. If you guys are in a relationship, I do see you guys beginning to rake in some really good karma in this relationship. You guys have kind of dealt with your own patterns. You guys have dealt with your own stuff, and it's really on the up and up. You guys are ready to like rake in and reap the benefits and the rewards of your work in this relationship. You guys are finally ready to enjoy each other's company and really get on a good level with each other, where things just feel really, really good and really nice. The Page of Wands, though, ending us off over here, can indicate that we are a little bit less passionate for some reason. There's a little bit of like a lack of attraction maybe. And so I don't know if some of you guys have been noticing in if you guys are in a relationship, maybe there's like a lack of attraction, but there's really strong love and there's a lot of benefits to this, but maybe the attraction isn't quite where it needs to be. Also, I do see this is possibly having quite a few potentials in front of you, because we do have the Wheel of Fortune, which is raking in good karma for your love life. And so if you guys are single, I do see like, you know, we have all of these face cards right here. And so there might be like people that you're thinking about or wondering about, what do you really want to experience next in your love life, stuff like that. But there can be, if you guys are in a relationship, maybe like a lack of like this magnetism, but yet you're feeling like really good and things are really well for you too, but it's time to kind of like create a new sort of shift. This can also mean that you're shifting your own perspective in your love life and you're ready for something a little bit more serious, and you're not really looking for the under the sheets type of stuff. You guys are really ready for something more serious rather than something that's just based on passion. I feel like this is also shifting your perspective to wanting to really create a love and respect love and find the success in a long-lasting, long-term relationship. I feel like you guys are preparing yourself for something more long-term rather than something that's just built on lust. So definitely keep that in mind. If you guys are currently in a relationship, I feel like you guys are really starting to see the beauty in having someone that you can grow with rather than somebody that's just purely lust, like I was saying. So our next two cards over here, we have Best Possible Decision and Health. So if you guys have recently made a decision in your love life, this is confirmation that whatever decision that you're making is really great. So this can either mean that you guys are making a new decision with, okay, I'm just going to go after people that I really feel like I can really grow with, and somebody, again, grow with. We have this huge harvest ready to rake in, and we are beginning with the Page of Cups. So this means we start off lightly. We don't just tread in there and just go bam and then start something like really powerful. This is something that, you know, you're willing to take your time on it, and it can be the best possible decision to decide that this is what you want to explore. Or if you guys are currently in a relationship and maybe you're thinking about a new level of commitment, maybe you're thinking about something, best possible decision. This is just confirmation for you that whatever decisions you're making right now in your love life, this is really, really good for you. And it will also help you improve your health. If you've been experiencing some health stuff lately, I do feel like those are going to be something that really clears up for you and raking in that good fortune. Again, we're on that up and up, we're on that healing trek. And so health can also indicate that we are healing. It can also indicate that we are healing our past and, you know, what we maybe used to be focused on, and really growing internally and realizing, okay, what do I really want? And this can also mean that we need to focus on the well-being of our partner as well. And so in the month of July, if you guys are in a relationship, this is also, you know, making sure that we're all good and we're all feeling great and having that more conscious awareness in your love life. The next 3 cards that we have over here, these are some Lenormand cards. We have, okay, this is the Mountain. We have the Mountain and the Tree and the Child. So the mountain and the tree, this can indicate that we have certain obstacles in front of us. This can indicate that we are needing to face a lot of things in our own psyche in order to heal them. And then when it's with the child as well, this can be certain obstacles that we are needing to face that we maybe don't have enough knowledge on in order to face them. And so maybe this can be why we are going through, these certain patterns. We need to make some bigger decisions in our love life because it seems like there's some certain obstacles that maybe we haven't experienced enough to know what to do here. And so we're returning to a little bit more of an innocent standpoint. Maybe we need somebody in our lives that's a little bit more either knowledgeable or meets us at our own innocence so we can explore it together and really figure it out together, that sort of thing. And so just kind of explore what this is showing you. This can also indicate some health stuff as well, because we do have the health card over here. This can indicate that we are exploring a little bit more with our health and being a little bit more health conscious, especially in our relationships. Stuff like that, and needing to deal with certain obstacles that might be heading our way. I'm not predicting anything bad for you guys. This is stuff that you'll either already know about or it won't apply to you health-wise. This can be spiritual health, mental health, and so if you guys have experienced some bad mental things in terms of relationships in the past, this is finally time for you guys to heal them, and maybe you were too innocent to realize that you were in something that maybe wasn't the best for your mental health, stuff like that. So it's time to finally really heal those things and rake in some good karma, best possible decision. So if you guys are leaving behind something that caused you some challenges, this is really, really good for you. It'll be really good for your mental health and your overall health as well. So definitely also keep that in mind when these cards come up. And our last 2 cards before we get into the Astro Dice is Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. And then we also have Honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So I do feel like it's time for you guys to really go and treat yourselves and heal yourselves. Retreat is, again, retreating, healing yourself, focusing on your own mental health, your own internal health, things like that. And so I really do feel like in July for you guys, it's going to be really focusing on getting your own mentality back on track, finding yourself, what you really do want in relationships, kind of focusing a bit less on maybe what makes you passionate and focusing on what will actually help you grow in the long term and something that's a little bit more long term for yourself, and focusing a little bit more towards those types of things and those types of relationships instead, and then building your relationship to be a little bit more like that if you guys are in a relationship. And then we also do have Honeymoon over here, so I do feel like this is more of healing yourself, going on this retreat. Maybe there's a certain retreat that you guys want to go on, or this is just, taking some time for yourself, being a little bit alone and doing the things that really inspire you, doing the things that really bring out enjoyment and increase your mental health because you're feeling really, really good. This is time to get back in your own shoes and find what really feels good for you and bring those things out in your life a little bit more. So then I'm going to roll some Astro Dice to find out a little bit more about your guys' love life in the month of July, to add on our last bit of information here. All right, so we have Pisces. So we have, Mercury in Pisces in the 7th house. Very interesting. So Mercury in Pisces in the 7th, this is really, again, mental health is coming up over here, so really focus on your own mentality. Make sure that you guys aren't falling too much in a rut. Make sure that you're helping yourself grow and heal. And then with Pisces over here, this can be exploring like the deeper parts of your mind and your psyche. And again, it's talking about your mental health and taking some time to kind of retreat. Pisces likes to retreat and really think about, okay, what are my own thoughts? Pisces likes to be really internal in their own mind and in their own dream world. And so this is talking about you exploring, what do you really want? Think about what you really want internally in terms of your love life. 7th house is your romantic partnerships. And so of course it's coming up for this July love reading. And so this is, again, really defining and really taking some time away to think about what do you really want? What's really going to help you? What's really going to serve you in the long run in terms of relationships? So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up. Ooh, also want to say, just had another message come in really quickly. Pisces can also mean that we're addicted to some certain things. Pisces sometimes is very, it has an addictive personality, especially in terms of like relationships, bad relationships, toxic things. Pisces can sometimes be like really susceptible to that, because Pisces tends to wear these rose-colored glasses where they just see the good in everything and they just choose to see the good in everything. So it's time to really think about what you truly see. What are the true depths? And then the 7th house over here in terms of relationships. So that's what I see for you guys. Pile number 5. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.